Joined now at the intermission by a familiar face to Eagles fans, Connor Trenholm, former Eagles player, 2.5 seasons with the Eagles before moving on to St. John and now playing with the Moncton Wildcats. Connor, how excited are you and your Wildcats team to get this season started?
Very excited. It's my 5th year in the league and it's been a great ride. I have a lot of great memories, so I'm really looking forward to continuing with this team in Moncton, and I think we have a really good team shaping up. Really excited to get started this weekend.
You mentioned a good team in Moncton. I think fans in Cape Breton are optimistic about the team here too. How much of a measuring stick is it to battle a team right off the hop that you're probably going to be fighting with for positioning all season long?
100%. It's going to be a really good battle right off the bat. We had that one preseason game in Moncton, and that was a really close game back and forth. It went to a shootout, and if that's any indication of how the games are going to go throughout the season, I think it's going to be some really good hockey and some good back and forth between two really good teams who are shaping up to have good seasons.
After your 2.5 years in Cape Breton, you get traded to St. John, you spend a year there, traded partway through last year to Moncton, and Moncton, a city and organization, has a bit of a special place in your heart. To tell the fans listening as to why that would be.
Very much so. My brother, he played here for 2.5 years. He won the President's Cup with the Moncton Wildcats in 2006. I was really little. I was only 3 years old, but I would always come to the games and wear my brother's jersey, and he wore 27, so that's why I wear 27 in Moncton. It's a really cool family connection, and when I got the call that I was being traded to the Wildcats, I was super excited, and he was as well. It's a pretty cool family affair that we have going on here, and I'm really excited to be here.
Pretty neat. Your brother Nathan Welton, who I believe played as a 20-year-old in the queue, which you're doing as well this year. We talked off mic before recording. Can you believe you're a 20-year-old in the league? And as we talked about, the 5-year players that are 20 are the only ones that have any pre-COVID existence in the QMJHL.
Yeah, it's insane to think about. It feels like that was only a year ago or a little bit ago, but it's been 3 years now, and it's my 5th year in the league. Since COVID, a lot has happened, but looking back, I've had a great experience in the queue, and all 5 years and all 3 teams that I've played for have been amazing. I'm really excited to be in Moncton and sort of end my career here. It's been a wild ride, but I'm really excited for this last season.
Substantial turnover in Cape Breton since you left, but interestingly, the team almost becomes more familiar in the offseason because the Eagles brought in 3 players that you were teammates with last year because you played with Luke McPhee in Moncton and Cam McDonald and Cole Burbage in St. John. What insight can you give us on those 3 guys and how much you're looking forward to matching up against them this weekend?
I remember seeing those trades come in during the summer, and I thought they were really good moves. I have really good relationships with all 3 guys, and like you said, I've played with them and I've seen their games. And Cam McDonald, he's my age, and we've known each other since we were younger, and he's a really good power forward. So it's going to be tough to play against him, I'll tell you. I loved playing with him instead of against him. But Luke McPhee, also a great player. He's from Cole Harbour, so I know him very well. I think he's just getting started. He's going to have a great season. And Cole Burbage in St. John, he was really good as a rookie, and coming into his second season, I think he's going to continue taking huge strides.
We talked last year when you were on the broadcast about your memories in Cape Breton. One thing that stands out to me, an emotional moment for sure, was the game you scored in Bathurst not long after your grandfather passed. What do you remember about that moment? It was a very emotional moment, a special one for your family to see as well.
Yes, that was definitely one of the obviously saddest moments of my life, but also one of the happiest. I remember the day before we were driving actually to Bathurst. We were on the bus and my parents called me and obviously told me the news, and I was pretty upset, and I was lucky to be in such an organization that showed me so much support, and everyone around showed me so much support. Coming into the next game in Bathurst, I wanted to make everyone proud and sort of remember him, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. He got the puck in the slot, and I was lucky enough to one-time it and score the goal. So as soon as it went in, it was pure joy, and I was obviously really emotional. But I remember the boys, they got the puck for me after I scored. I was able to give that to my grandmother, and it was overall such a great memory, and I'm really thankful that that was something that came from such a sad moment in my life.
Very special for sure, and great that you have the puck. You talk about goal scoring, 20 points in the last 30 games with the Wildcats last year. Do you feel the offensive side of your game coming along?
I definitely do. I think my 5th year in the league, and obviously last year as well, I'm going in with a lot more confidence. I've played over 200 games in the league, and I've had a lot of experience, different teams and different opportunities, and I think my offensive ability is just continuing to grow, and I saw increases from my 18 year to my 19 year, and I think that if I can do the same for my 19 to 20-year-old year, and I think that's a good goal to have, and I'm looking forward to continuing to produce more offensively.
Kind of a fun moment in the offseason. You helped pull your friend Gavin's tooth. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's a funny story. I helped run the Cole Harbour Hockey School John Greenwood runs that in Cole Harbors. He coached me in Canada Games for Team Nova Scotia. So he also lives just down the street from me. So I have a good relationship with him, and he puts on a really, really good camp. So I always help there the last 3 years. And one of the days the kid just came up to me and said, I have a loose tooth. Would you want to shoot it out? And I was like, that's a funny question. I've never been asked that, but I was totally up for it. And he was totally up for it. That video was really, really cool. And we had all the kids surrounding and chanting Gavin's name. That's really a cool memory and something fun that came during that week.
The technique is you tie string around the tooth and tie string around the hockey stick. Is that how that works?
Exactly. Yeah, you got it.
Very cool video. It's not all about on the ice. It's also about off the ice. Last year, you were the Wildcats Scholastic Player of the Year nominee. Just how important is that to bridge studies with your on-ice play, and how excited were you to get that nomination?
Very important, and I was super excited. I remember Sarah Noseworthy came up to me and said that I was going to be the nominee for the Wildcats, so that was a huge honor for me and my family. My parents have always put a huge emphasis on school, and they've instilled those values in me since I was young, and I've continued that throughout my time in all 3 cities, and I've had great education advisors who have helped me, and professors also who have helped me excel at school as well. It's something that I've always tried to focus on because it's really important. We're obviously here to play hockey, but we're also here to learn and better ourselves moving forward. So it's always something that I've placed an emphasis on, and to get that award last year was something that was really cool.
It's your last season in the QMJHL. Do you try to block that out? How much do you think about what comes next, as you know it's the end of the road in the Q?
Obviously, I'm focused on the season and having a really good season so I can set myself up for whatever comes next. Hopefully, if I have a good season and you show what I can do, I can open up some different opportunities for when the season comes to an end. But as of right now, I'm just focusing on this last season and putting myself in a good position for what comes next.
Wish you all the best with that. Thanks for this, Connor, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Patty. Always a pleasure.
That is former Eagles forward, current Moncton Wildcats forward Connor Trenholm. You're listening to the Eagles of the Wildcats at the intermission on 1270 CJCB.